started with a killing in Limehouse, the section of London where the death of a sailor was not an unusual event. It was first treated as a routine murder investigation with little chance of success.
Jocko Faraday.
But the second and third murders were so bizarre, so frighteningly ruthless, that people started whispering about another Jack the Ripper.
Good morning, Holmes.
Good morning, Mr. Hart. Just in time for a cup of tea.
Thank you. Good morning, Inspector.
Morning, Dr. Watson. I always say the second cup of tea in the morning is better than the first cup of tea in the morning. That's what I always say.
Tell us about the case.
What case?
The one that has you stumped.
He's got a good sense of humor.
That's true.
Sometimes.
Crime is on the wane in London.
Is that a fact?
Oh, yes. That marmalade?
You wouldn't like it. Try the strawberry.
Strawberries make me itch. I wonder if I could have your medical opinion on something, Dr. Watson.
Certainly.
Could you tell me what that is?
The chicken's leg with a ribbon tied round it.
That's what I thought. I'm glad you agree with me.
Where's the other one?
The other leg?
The other murdered man.
How did you know that there'd been two murders?
One murdered man and one chicken claw is a curiosity. Two murdered men and two chicken claws is a mystery. You're trying to find a connection.
Oh, all right, Holmes. Last night, the first mate of a cargo ship called the Gloria North was stabbed outside a pub. Someone had put one of these chicken claws in his pocket.
What was his name?
Faraday. Jocko Faraday.
And the second?
3 months ago, a man was found murdered in Manchester. They found one of these things in his pocket. His name was Howard Shackle.
Was there any connection between the two men?
None.
Trinidad.
No, Manchester.
In Trinidad, a chicken claw bound with a piece of black ribbon is a death warning. It's part of a voodoo ceremony.
It is? Voodoo?
Yes.
Then the connection's in Trinidad.
Has anyone else received one of these?
Dr. Jonas from the Kensington Marine Hospital. I was on my way over to see him just now, and I thought I'd drop in here and...
We'll go with you.
I can't wait to see the look on Dr. Jonas's face when I tell him about Trinidad.
I've never lived in Trinidad.
You've never lived in Trinidad?
Never.
He's never lived in Trinidad.
I heard him.
What makes you think of Trinidad, Inspector?
I was doing some research this morning at the home of an eccentric gentleman who lives in Baker Street. It was his idea that chicken claws with black ribbon around them were connected in Trinidad.
Very interesting. In what way?
Voodoo.
Voodoo? Here in London? Do you believe in voodoo, Dr. Watson?
Dr. Jonas, did you ever meet a man by the name of Howard Shackle?
Shackle? Not that I remember.
Or Faraday, have you ever heard of him?
Not before Superintendent Pitt showed me this morning's newspaper.
Did you ever have occasion to sail on a cargo vessel called the Gloria North?
But despite the fact that I'm employed by the Marine Hospital, I've very little experience at sea. Actually, I've never been on a cargo vessel of any kind.
I see.
If we dismiss the idea of Trinidad and voodoo, and I'm afraid, Inspector, I don't believe in voodoo.
Neither do I.
And then the entire thing must be a practical joke. A bad one, I agree, but a more logical explanation than voodoo.
Quite.
I must get back to my office. If there are any new developments, Inspector, I would appreciate your telling me.
Certainly, sir. I'm sorry to have wasted your time, Doctor.
Not at all, Inspector.
Inspector Lestrade, I suggest you provide Dr. Jonas with police protection.
Do you believe in voodoo, Mr. Holmes?
Not in this case.
Then why should I be given police protection?
Because I don't believe in you either, Dr. Jonas.
Are you calling me a liar, Mr. Holmes?
No, Dr. Jonas, I'm calling you a fool.
Holmes,
Really? Inspector Lestrade, I strongly suggest you deploy as many men as you can, as quickly as you can, to protect Dr. Jonas from the attempts that will be made on his life.
but he said he'd never...
I heard him. You're wasting time, Lestrade.
I'm so sorry, Doctor. I've never known Holmes be so rude.
That's quite all right, Dr. Watson. I assume Mr. Holmes is the eccentric gentleman you referred to before.
And getting worse every day. Chicken claws.
The work of a maniac.
Trinidad.
Trinidad. Why not Istanbul?
Because in Istanbul, they don't use the claw of a chicken, they use the ear of a pig.
A pig's ear. If I were you, Dr. Watson, I should take Mr. Holmes away for a rest in the country for at least a week or a month. Or as a personal favor to me, a year. Pig's ear.
Holmes, do you really believe that this has something to do with superstition and Trinidad?
Not superstition, Watson, but definitely Trinidad and certainly a link. Unfortunately, Dr. Jonas has decided to lie. It could well be a tragic decision.
Yes?
Dr. Jonas?
Yes. What can I do for you? Do you have an appointment?
Yes. In a way I have.
I'm sorry, I don't
You
think...
won't find it in your book, Doctor. This appointment was made a long time ago.
I beg your pardon.
5 years ago.
5 years ago?
On board a ship, Dr. Jonas. The Gloria North.
Who are you?
My name wouldn't mean anything to you.
What do you want?
I'm going to kill you. You must remember that last voyage you took on the Gloria North. That last voyage so many people took on that ship.
It's not true. I don't know who you are, but I had nothing to do with it. I was the ship's doctor. I didn't issue the orders. I didn't know anything about it until it was too late.
And you didn't do anything about it.
What could I do about it?
Tried to stop them. You could have reported it. There was so much you could have done which you didn't do, Doctor.
It's not true. It's not true. Listen to me. Listen to me. I swear to you, it's not true. You got...
You've got something up your sleeve, Holmes.
What a wonderfully graphic expression. I must look up the origin of the phrase.
Well, I'll give you another wonderfully graphic expression. You're stalling.
Oh, that's more direct.
You're up to something.
That's true.
Probably illegal.
Have you ever known me to do something illegal?
Yes.
You can be quite stuffy at times, Watson.
I? Stuffy.
You, stuffy.
When?
Whenever I do something illegal. Come, Doctor. And this, Doctor, is our records and personnel department. Records of all our employees are kept here. They're strictly confidential, of course, and can only be seen by... What is the meaning of this? This wastepaper basket is half filled. What is your name? Never mind, go out and empty it immediately. This is a hospital, you know, not a bacteria culture. And while you're out, fetch a pail of soapy water. I observe ink stains on the floor. What do you say your name was? Never mind, I may remember it and dismiss you. Run along now, quickly. I'm sorry about this, Doctor. The quality of our staff is not what it was before the war.
Holmes, what on earth is going on?
J.
J what?
J for Jonas, as in Dr. Jonas. I'd like to examine his history and records.
Holmes? That's unethical.
Well, at least it's not illegal.
Why do you want to see the casebook of Dr. Jonas?
Trinidad.
You're back to Trinidad again.
I've never left it, Watson. I've never left it. Trinidad is the link. We must now search for the bomb.
But Jonas said that he'd never lived in Trinidad.
Did you notice some words tattooed on his wrist just above the cuff of his shirt?
No. What did it say?
I don't know. It wasn't sufficiently visible.
Well, if you can't read it, how do you know what it means?
The fact that he had a tattoo at all would seem to indicate that he lied about his lack of sea experience.
If Lestrade had said that, you would have told him that it was supposition and speculation.
If Lestrade had said it, it would have been supposition and speculation. But here it is. He was ship's doctor aboard the Gloria North 5 years ago.
He did lie.
Signed for the record by Chief Petty Officer Howard Shackle.
Then the other three were all members of the crew.
Come, Watson. Quickly.
Where are we going?
To have another chat with Dr. Jonas.
But it doesn't make sense. Why would he lie to us?
When we learn why Dr. Jonas lied to us, Watson, we will also know the bond that created the motive for murder.
Exactly like the others. Victim number 3.
And one more to go.
What do you mean?
An able-bodied seaman, the ship's chief petty officer, and now the ship's doctor. And at least one more remains.
Who?
The captain, of course, Watson, the captain.
Well, who was the captain?
He was promoted to superintendent of this marine hospital.
Superintendent Pitt.
Formerly Captain Pitt of the Gloria North.
Yeah?
I'd like to see Captain Pitt, please.
I'm afraid he's not in at the moment.
Do you have any idea what time he'll return?
Not until quite late, I'm afraid. He had some urgent business to attend to.
Did you know him by any chance when he was captain of the Gloria North?
Yes. Would you care to leave a message?
The matter's rather urgent. I don't believe